Notice.
I got 5.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to the Smoke and Mirrors podcast, your destination for the latest in streaming and movie news and reviews. We are your hosts, Rob, Dave, and Triz. This is episode 131. Today we are covering returning cast members for the Batman Part 2. Trey Parker's directorial effort being produced by Kendrick Lamar. More news in Wick Week from Stahelski about his now debuted film. Mike Flanagan spills the beans on his shining prequel and sequel. What SnyderCon is actually all about, why David F. Sandberg is done with superhero films, and our thoughts on The Mandalorian, Ted Lasso, Wu-Tang, Mayor of Kingstown, and of course, the big debut of the week, John Wick Chapter 4. Stick around for that shit, but for now, let's start the show. How you guys going over there? Feeling good? Feeling live? Feeling ready? Feeling virile? All right.
Yeah, this is
I
good.
like it. I like it. All right. Getting into the casting there, big thing for the Batman Part 2. So Paul Dano and Colin Farrell are returning for the Batman Part 2. I didn't think that Paul Dano would be back, but apparently that's a thing. Maybe that gets out.
Cameos.
Yeah. Kieran Hines, Rory Kinnear, and Tanya Moody are all joining season 2 of Rings of Power. Quite a packed little cast there. Kieran Hines can't help himself. And that is it for casting.
Beautiful. Alrighty, so on the radar, we have Vision Quest, which is the next Marvel TV series that's coming up. So this one's going to be surrounding Vision, as the name details. It's still a work in progress on the title. We're not too sure if it's going to be working on the actual comic book storyline when it comes to this, but we're pretty sure, considering the last few episodes of WandaVision had him being assimilated into that white suit and him leaving and not being seen since then, that this will detail his journey from there. So we'll see everything that goes from there as well. But we also have an untitled film that was presented to Trey Parker for him to direct, and this is the one being produced by Kendrick Lamar. So the film follows a young black man interning as a slave reenactor at a living history museum who discovers that his white girlfriend's ancestors once owned his, which is fucking wild.
That is fucking wild.
Straight Atlanta, man.
Yeah.
It is. And Black Mirror.
And Black Mirror.
100%. But no, can't wait for the trailer for this. But that's it for On the Radar.
All right, so let's jump into our news and developments. So Chad Stahelski out there doing press for John Wick 4. Touched on Ghost of Tsushima. He was saying like he hopes that The Last of Us just shines a light on all of like the comic the video game adaptations that's coming out soon. He said that he can't wait for people to actually see Tsushima. It's an actual anti-samurai sort of picture, which is crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
Because it is. Because he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a ninja. When you think about it, I know you.
That is the anti-samurai. Yeah.
This is a samurai without a Ronin. He's Ronin, basically. A samurai without a master. Anyway, he also said, like we covered nearly 2 weeks ago now, that John Wick, the 4th chapter of John Wick, was 225 minutes. Got compressed from that to the 200, was it?
169
minutes, 169 minutes that it is now. We don't know what he's going to do with the rest of that. He did say, he's been watching this movie now for the past, I don't know how many times, because every time he'd cut a little piece, he'd go through and watch it to see if it sort of made sense still. So it sounds like it could be important stuff. Here's hoping that 4K, they just release an extended 4-hour cut or sign some deal with Netflix and get it streaming.
Yeah.
Talking about streaming, so Avatar 3 is rumored to be around 9 hours long. If Avatar 2 wasn't long enough for you. So there is a chance that Cameron comes through, releases it as hourly episodes for 9 weeks on Disney Plus. Yeah, I can see him doing that too, because he would do that. John Kasdan came out and said that there is definitely a season 2 of Willow. It hasn't been cancelled. It's just been put on hiatus. He also touched on what would have been better, and yeah, that's never coming back. That show.
All that shit up and throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
All right. So Neil Druckmann came through. He said the scripts for The Last of Us is being written, as we speak. So he's got Mason tied up in a room somewhere, chained to the radiator. It's cold over there. Yeah, he also teased that an image of Abby as well. Now this sort of weird because Schultz pointed this out in an episode of Flagrant. So you see, Abby's got the long braid.
Hmm.
In one of the scenes where he's shooting up the hospital, spoilers, what's his face? You see that braid just fly past the camera
What do you call it?
in the first season. Yeah,
The lady that voiced Abby actually plays one of the nurses in that episode too.
yeah, she's right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So where are we up to? So Mike Flanagan, like we said, shared his story about Halloran. So this would have been the prequel to, The Shining.
Yeah.
Which would have been good. Mike Mignola says that the latest Hellboy film will be the best adaptation yet. Trash. Eli Roth's Thanksgiving is now in production. Jordan Peele said his next film is set for the December 25th, 2024. So December 24th over here, more than likely. There's no plot, there's no title. It's just a date right now. Hopefully it's going up against Thanksgiving because that'd be mad. So Victoria Alonso over there at Marvel. She got the ass. Yeah. She's been with Marvel since 2006, I believe I read.
Yeah.
They don't. The reason is unclear why she got fired. There's rumors spinning around now. It's because she was in charge of visual effects. Visual effects have always been fucked up in these Marvel movies lately, and it honestly looks like they just wanted to get rid of her.
Well, they're saying, just quickly, the politics that's surrounding that was that she was playing favorites with the visual effects guys, and if you fucked up, you were always in her shit books. But then there's contrary reports that have also come out, so who the fuck knows, really?
Can't really do that anyway. Like she doesn't control the visual effects guys. They tell her to go fuck themselves. They've got enough work to do.
But she could, at that time, apparently, I don't want to fucking get into it, but apparently she would go, I don't want to work with you.
Yeah, no, she wouldn't be able to do that. She doesn't have the balls. She'd have to go to fucking Iger for that. And Iger would tell her to go fuck himself.
Well, no, because her and Feige would have to okay the
Feige,
effect
sorry.
shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feige could have been also into it.
Well, it's funny, just quickly, because Feige didn't push back or anything. Paul.
No, did not.
Mum was the fucking word for Feige.
Yeah, because Iger fucking had his hand on the button for sure.
All right, so details of SnyderCon was revealed. There's going to be a screening and question and Q&A. So the 29th is Man of Steel, like we said. BVS, 30th. Justice League is the 31st. One of the two. But it's the full color IMAX edition of Justice League that's going to screen. Zach said, it is going to be the event in America, wherever it is. The Q&A, though, he's hoping you can stream. So you won't be able to watch the movies, but maybe you can stream the Q&A, which would be cool. Yeah. The Daniels are set to helm an episode of Star Wars Skeleton Crew. What is this one? It's like
this is the one that's
Upper Decks sort of deal.
Yeah, it's the John Watts sort of bare bones rebels.
Yeah. All right, so Flamin' Hot, the story about Flamin' Hot Cheetos, which actually sounds all right. I didn't know the story before, but it sounds fire now. That Flamin' Hot, what's his face? is going to direct. What's her name?
Evil
Evil
Longoria.
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 Yeah. And this got the audience award at South by Southwest.
That's right. So it's good. But I'm hoping
is
it's
good.
just like swears. I want swears, God. I want swears. Make America swear again. So this is actually going to debut on Hulu and Disney Plus. So this is another nail in old Hulu's coffin. I got to tell you,
Yeah.
this is going.
Badly.
This is going for sure. David F. Sandberg is coming off Shazam 2. Basically said, like, I'm taking a break now. Taking a break from all these superhero properties. I was not saying that I won't ever direct another one. We're just taking a break.
But he wants to go back to horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he should be.
Okay,
What's wrong with this? All right, so John Spates, who wrote Dune Part 2, Doctor Strange, he is jumping on as a writer for Gears of War for Netflix. I did see Cliffy B or Cliff Blazinski, however you want to, I call him Cliffy B because that's how he said it.
Yeah.
Mom
Yeah.
called him Cliffy. Like that's he actually came through and said, he loves the idea of John Space jumping on and Netflix doing this property that he basically created. He said that he wouldn't mind being a consultant on this property, which I don't mind. I like that as well.
I like that too.
Yeah, that's what they should be doing.
It's the man with the plan.
That's it. All right. And finally, so Justin Roiland, voice of Rick and Morty and all that Upper Decks and all that other bullshit. He's been cleared of all of his domestic violence charges. I think they've still, the people still bring up the whole text thing and all that sort of stuff, but he was just talking shit on the internet, so I don't know what the difference is. So he releases, she was 16, but still, like, he was just talking shit. He wasn't doing anything. It is kind of disgusting, though.
It is.
You should get a beating, like 6ix9ine style
Yeah.
beating.
100%.
Damn.
Did you see those new videos?
I didn't see the new ones. I seen him getting the beating and then him walking away fucked up.
Yeah. There's another one where he's on the floor and he just gets stomped in the ribs.
Yeah, that's the one that I seen.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I don't like
first-
watching that shit.
That very first video was hilarious because that O was like, I'm a fan now.
Fucking hell. That is rough.
What did he expect? What did Snitch9 expect? What did, the money's never always going to be there.
Mm.
You don't release music. You don't tour. How are you going to pay for, your 18 security guards? How are you dolo in a public place?
Mm.
What's wrong with these people in LA, of all places?
He shouldn't have been there.
Anyway, so Justin Roiland released a statement, and he said, I've always known that these claims were false, and I never had any doubt that this day would come. I'm thankful that this case has been dismissed, but at the same time, I'm still deeply shaken by the horrible lies that were reported about me during this process. Most of all, I'm disappointed that so many people were so quick to judge without knowing the facts, based solely on the word of an embittered ex trying to bypass due process and have me canceled. That it may have succeeded even partially is shameful. However, now that the legal case is ended, I'm determined to move forward and focus both on my creative projects and restoring my good name. How much money do you think this man lost?
I don't know, because I'm pretty sure he was paid up front for the 60 episodes or whatever.
He would have had to give that money back then, yeah?
I don't know. He didn't say anything about the money. Because if it was about the money, that next article would have been Justin Roiland suing Adult Swim.
Countersues. I think he should countersue the chick.
Badly. Defamation. Yeah.
That never have happened. She should go to jail for that shit.
Mm-hmm. Straight away. Tell you what, though. The news of the week, or the news up until this part of the week, for me, was that Halloran story.
Mm.
And I know this sounds wild, But that would have been the perfect bookend into The Shining, with him meeting the father of those, like, that killed his family with the axe. That would have been wild, because you think he's meeting the Torrances, but he's not. He's meeting the Firsto that kills.
Mm.
Would have been nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get a piece of that. Did I give you the Doctor Sleep book?
No, I haven't even read The Shining, to be
It's-
honest.
Should
Yeah,
still be
right.
on the shelf behind you.
Right. Yeah, it's on the shelf. There is a little piece of his backstory in that book, and it's scary as fuck.
Pretty sure that's what this would have gone into. And Oz would have loved it. Because Flanagan, he's on point with them king adaptations.
Like it's
Hmm.
what does he say? I think it's his grandfather.
Yeah, that comes back.
Yeah,
Mm.
his grandfather would beat him and all that sort of stuff when he was alive, and then dies, and he thinks it's over, and then comes back and just starts like torturing his grandmother and him and whatnot until they figure out the boxes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been sick.
It's scary as hell, though, actually.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for the news and developments. Let's move on to our thoughts there, fellas.
All right. Mandalorian, chapter 21, was it?
20.
21?
20.
20, chapter 20. This episode was basically called, it was called The Foundling, and it
Yeah,
was
The
all
Foundling.
about this raptor, flying raptor,
Hmm.
that picks up one of the foundling that was helmeted
Yeah.
and crowned in that one episode, takes him and like puts him up on his perch there. Bit wild. That
Yeah.
meant that it was an opportunity for Bo-Katan to kind of like show her leadership skills,
Yeah.
get in there and lead the war party and whatnot.
Hmm.
This episode was really, really good. Short as fuck, 31 minutes,
Yeah, it was actually.
but it was all snout.
Yeah.
Because this one, like, delved deeper into like the Mandalorian lore.
Yeah.
Yes.
We get to see their daily training practices,
Hmm.
and also things like how they eat when they're
Yeah.
all around and shit like that. I really, really like that. Also liked the confirmation that they are, like, you know, having normal families and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And there was like empathy and whatnot in the actual community. It wasn't just some like mindless cult that was stone cold killers. And I think it's
wouldn't
good
prosper.
for, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I think it was cool for Bo-Katan to kind of see that as well, because that breaks down that wall.
Hmm.
There was that hint that she's going after the Mythosaur, though.
Yes.
She can't let it go. She can't let it go. And I think that's going to play out in that final battle.
Hmm.
We did get a nice little redemption, I want to say. Redemption. For, like, you know, who I think should have, you know, been a Palpatine clone the whole time. But Jar Jar Binks, Ahmed Best, my man,
Yeah.
came through. So we get a nice little flashback scene of the Jedi Temple getting attacked, and Grogu's escape, and who aided him in the escape. So it's actually Ahmed Best. I didn't get his name, to be honest. I don't think that
I don't think they gave it.
I think they say it once, but I didn't get it. But yeah, Ahmed Best comes through. Jedi's a whole bunch of people,
Yeah.
a whole bunch of stormtroopers, I should say. You can hear Timberwera yelling in the background.
Yeah.
Escapes on the ship that what's his face comes to Coruscant with. Anakin and them, which is great.
The Nubian.
Yeah. I still honestly think that Grogu is what's his face? He is a clone of Palpatine. And it's an experiment that Dado did from
That
the last
Pershing did?
episode. Yeah. To see if they could breed him and make him not look like Palpatine, and he'd still keep his powers and all that sort of shit. And the people wouldn't know what he looks like. He can basically continue on then.
So he's like, he spliced it with like a Yoda species.
Yoda DNA. Or
So
Yoda's
it's like,
whatever he is, DNA.
Yeah.
Dragon, they say. Yeah. And
Kelleron
that's
Beck.
why he's got force powers and all that.
Yeah.
What's-
Sorry,
what's
Kelleron
it?
Beck is that guy's name. Ahmed Best's name.
Killer on back.
Ahmed Best looked fucking outstanding as a Jedi.
He
That
did.
bald head. At first, I thought it was like he was cutting that Mace Windu silhouette,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he just looked fucking mean. And then he akimbo Jedi these motherfuckers
Yeah,
out there.
he wasn't
I
playing.
loved it.
Yeah.
That was sick.
It
And
was
the
great.
chase,
Yeah.
speeder bike, all that shit.
It was great.
Yeah.
I would love to get a show around that time,
Yeah.
in that prequel time, but with the Jedi.
You think there's hundreds of Jedi out there?
Mm-hmm.
Ahsoka, I think that's what the Ahsoka show is going to be.
Yeah.
I hope so. 'Cause I mean, I know they did Clone Wars and whatnot, but seeing it in live action, like the effects that they were, the effects that they had, better than the prequels.
Yeah. What do you call
And
it?
this is in a show.
They I would love for them to make a show out of fucking thingy, Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy
Oh, good oath.
with Kyle Katarn, because that was cool, man. Seeing the exile become a Jedi again.
Yeah.
Mm.
We've never
Right.
seen that before.
Yeah.
Nah.
No one's ever seen that before.
You never heard that Jedi could be exiled either.
No. They're either
They
killed
either
or
just
that's it.
left or turned. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Mm.
He had the maddest fucking he was like Dash Rendar for a minute there as well after he lost his powers.
How did
That's
Dash
mad.
Rendar- Yeah, how did he get his hands on a bloody lightsaber? Because you get one in the game.
Yeah, so that one is the sequel to, because he was a Padawan, and then he closed himself off to the Force, and then he
Son
has
of
to
a
come
bitch.
back.
Dash Rendar's a really great character, really well written character,
Yeah,
especially
na-
for a game.
fucking 100%.
Yeah.
That name is stuck in my mind forever, man.
Yeah, same. It's like that
And the
name, like
music.
Paco Quirak and shit.
Yeah. And the music's like always there.
Yeah.
That music is better than the music that we're getting now.
Yeah. It was
Tell you
John
that
Williams
much.
probably did the music.
Yeah. John Williams on the 8-bit.
But yeah, overall, what a just really great episode. It's
Bagging.
weird because it sort of feels like they just like this could have been part of that last episode. B, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's almost like they're shooting a whole story and just like, okay, we'll cut here, and then we'll cut here, and then that's what it's feeling like.
Yeah, but there wasn't enough in that last episode to keep you really interested. There was a lot of like, some fuckery here and and I'll show you the mountain and all that, which I really liked. I like that sort of shit.
It's 20 minutes. Oz was like,
That was a long
get
episode.
on with it, mate.
As constantly has the fucking the onward hand.
Damn, it's got the flicks happening. We also got Ted Lasso. Episode 2 of season 3. Another fire episode. Classic Lassoisms all abound.
Long pause.
Yeah, I was really surprised because I was expecting like a 32-minute episode. Like,
Yeah.
I'm Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Like 32 minutes, big
30
50 minutes. But nah, they gave us like the full 50-minute episode. This episode was really, really cool. Focusing on Zava. Is that the player? Zava.
It's almost like the Ibrahimovic of their world, you know what I mean?
And yeah, so he's this player that's left Juventus and now he's basically like a free agent ready to be picked up. And we kind of get intro to the episode with Trent Krim, now independent. Because he wants to write a book about Richmond FC. It was really, really cool. I really like Trent Krim's character.
So do I.
He's a cool addition, but I also love the relationship that he has with Roy Kent and how deep that kind of got in the episode.
Yeah.
As Roy returns back to Chelsea, because the game is set at Chelsea, and this is where all the action kind of takes place. And I would I love the realization that Roy can work things out without headbutting someone. But
Punch you through your fucking skull.
also liked how strong they kind of made Rebecca.
Yeah.
Because she needs to start acting like the owner of a football club
Yeah.
and playing the same game that Rupert's playing, because that cunt over at West Ham is dirty.
Of course.
I was also glad that we didn't see Nate this
Mm.
episode. And
they need to use him like Jaws.
yeah.
Like that's like you could just like you get the blood's in the water, you know, and it constantly. Like,
That's
he's
right.
always there. Like I think that's what they're gonna do, to be honest, because you just hear about it. Oh, I'm happy about your win this morning against so and so.
Yeah.
Oh, you fuckers.
It's like, Nate, it's a good thing having someone who knows the game. Oh, those little jabs.
No.
So dirty, man. But I love that she's not like, all right, I'm gonna play it the way that he plays it, where he courts you and he's gonna say those sweet nothings or whatnot. She did the complete opposite and just kind of like walked into that men's bathroom like, you're fucking, like, it just destroyed him, like attacked his pride, and then like, you know, he had to respond. I loved when he's like, because at the end of the episode, and Chelsea's like setting up their big like signing and whatnot, and they kind of they got the press conference going. And anyways, like, I will not play for Chelsea. I will play for Richmond FC. And everyone's cheering and whatnot and asking questions and fucking flabbergasted and whatnot. And then you just see the O that's like, you know, trying to get him to sign the paper. He's like, looks over and he's just like, the fuck?
I love that, because like he just tells them and then looks at him like and goes, "Can I keep the pen?"
Oh man.
That is what Ibrahimovic would have done. I told you it's what he did.
What did he do?
When he started playing for LA Galaxy, because somehow what's his face talked him into coming over. Beckham somehow talked him into coming over and playing. And he takes out a full page ad in the LA Times, and he's like, it's in that broken English that he speaks as well. It just said, LA, Ibrahimovic is here, and then just with a picture of him in the what's his face jersey, right? He does that 1 week. The next couple of days later, he receives this package, courier at the door. Gets the package, and it's a what's his face jersey. It's a Lakers jersey from LeBron, right? And LeBron likes, you know, he's like, I'm happy you're here, like, you know, rah rah rah. And he looks at the jersey, signs the jersey, and sends it back to LeBron. It's the best story ever.
Oh fucking hell. But yeah, man, this was so good. I'm glad that it wasn't Ted centric as well, even though he did have some, like, you know, some lines and whatnot, especially the one about Claudia Schiffer has died.
Yeah. What did he? I said it before downstairs.
It's like stiffer than Claudia Schiffer or something like that.
Yeah.
Some nice little rhyme that he dropped and whatnot. It was mad. But I also like that there was a bit of Keeley in this one, and you see the effect of Ted on her, because she was like ready to fucking destroy that CFO.
Yeah,
going in there, but then sees, like, you know, that this person has no emotional attachment to any place because she's just like sent out on these little missions and then has to return back to the fold. So she's never been around long enough to just like set up roots and whatnot and actually make meaningful relationships with people. So I'm like, there's something happening on every kind of court in the show, and yeah, that was it. It's just, it makes me feel good.
Yeah. So Wu-Tang this week was all about how the Jizza was going to get his brothers together to record his album, right? So his feelings are that the Wu-Tang are only as strong as they can be when the Wu-Tang are together, right? And it's not just like, just them and the RZA. The RZA is included,
Hmm.
right? So this one plays out. It's weird because they do this. They've done it twice this episode this season, where it'll just be like, oh, they did it last season as well, where it's just it's a complete episode, but it's completely different. So this one
Hmm.
played out like a classic what's his face movie, kung fu movie,
Hmm.
right?
It's fucking bad.
So they had a mission that they had to go like reactivate these, basically him getting verses from the Wu Tang, but it was like reactivating nodes in the city in the shape of like a what's his face, the Wu Tang symbol.
That's fucking
And
bad.
each symbol was a different member of the clan, and they all like had all fallen out, and it's all about like the white man sort of coming in and making hip hop pop. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
blending R&B and hip hop together, and like making it lose its message and all that sort of stuff. And him having the liquid sword, which I found out today is your tongue. What's his face?
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, he what's his face? He's changing all that. It was a mad episode. It was really really cool.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, just see them go on that journey. Because like it's weird because you get all little tidbits in there as well. Like I didn't know that Jizza's recording his album, Ray's mom had died. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit.
And Ray didn't want to make music because he resented the fact that he was always in the studio or recording something or out on a stage somewhere, and he moved his mom out and everything, and she was good, but he could have been spending that time with his mom instead of what's his face doing all
Yeah.
the other shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't want to record. He hated all the fans, all that sort of stuff.
Damn.
But yeah, it was a really good episode. Like the one before this was centered on Ray and Ghost, right? So this was last season, and that last season, or is it the first season? It's the first season. It was centered on Ray and Ghost, right? So Ray and Ghost, basically, it's a John Woo movie that they play out, right? Because they're watching A Better Tomorrow, and this is what's happening. Wow. And the whole mission is for them to get Wu-Tang on the radio.
Fuck.
So that's how, yeah. And it plays out like a John Woo film and everything. Them flying, jumping through the air, shooting, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
That's
Brilliant.
mad.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it was the season 2 final for Mayor of Kingstown this week as well. Final.
I'll get you to say finale by the end of this year.
You know what's weird is that this feels like it could be it.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it sort of plays out like it could be it, like it's a wrap. So I don't know if Renner getting hurt sort of like, did this or somebody did this. Yeah. Like it's just weird. This episode sort of played out like it was finished.
Yeah.
Like they weren't coming back at all because everything sort of gets tied up in a nice little bow there.
Yeah.
Mm. But yeah, it was a pretty good ending. I doesn't want to spoil them hits, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I hope they do come back for another season. It'd be nice.
Hmm.
Well, yeah,
Maybe in a couple of years or whatnot. Maybe it's on hiatus now.
mate, I heard that this man's leg was damn near chopped in half.
That's what I heard too. But the
Fuck.
nerve damage was so bad that he was in the operating room for nearly a day, like a full day, reconnecting nerves and muscle tissue and bones and everything.
And he's got this other show on Disney Plus, Renovations.
Oh,
Worst fucking
mate.
name.
Wow.
I got like they could have thought of something else. Like seriously.
The concept is mad though.
Yeah, but that's what he does though.
Yeah. That's why I like the concept.
Hmm.
Yeah. Renner's Renovations.
Yeah.
You know, if it was in Australia, it'd be like Renner's Renos.
Oh,
but
100%.
You know that they're going to call him Reno anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
Renos, how's it going?
It's either going to be Reno or they're just going to walk up to him calling him Jezza the whole time.
Yeah, it's true.
Cheers,
Young Jez.
You watched that episode of Jezza's Renos, mate?
That's what I'm calling it from now on. Jez's Renos. I never watched the show though.
Vertically said.
All right, and that brings us to the highlight of the week. One that we were kind of waiting for. For me, this is like the one I was waiting for, man.
Oh,
For a
100%.
while now.
Yeah.
One I was like, waiting and gaming the system to try to get access to and shit. And kind of the road that we've been on for the last couple of weeks there, prepping for the interview and whatnot. But finally came to fruition. We seen John Wick Chapter 4 in cinema. Thank you so much, Studio Canal, Australia, and Lionsgate for the invite. Shit means a lot. What do you guys think?
It was excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. I love the opening of the movie with Fishburne. I have no idea who he's quoting. I know he quotes himself at the end because he says he's the motherfucking king.
Yeah.
I love the deep bass hits. I love the what's his face. The theme of the film is great. The theme that stuck out to me is friendship. Friendship is easy when it's
Convenient.
convenient. Beautiful. John really pushes that friendship card. Like he really pushes that friendship card
Yeah.
Yeah. On all fronts. And
on
like
all fronts.
you know that he's not like he's not fighting just enemies. Like, yeah, there's plenty of that in the movie, but you actually get a sense of the network that he had of friends. And they're all drawn into it this time.
Yeah.
So it's like it felt a lot more personal.
Mm.
I just had a couple of notes there. Is that all right if I just drop them on you?
Yeah.
So this one decides to go epic. Well, what does the fourth movie bring to a trilogy? In this case, I thought it brought finality to it. So this chapter of John Wick brings a newfound sense of spacing to its set pieces, which are more interlaced character moments that pay off by the end of the movie. Set pieces are longer, so much like The Dark Knight or Mission Impossible Fallout, which add to that runtime, but at no point did I feel the pacing off or my bladder needing to be empty, as Wick cuts a bloody path through Japan, Berlin, and France, which is a lot of country hopping for a John Wick film. So standouts for the film for me are Donnie Yen, Hiroyuki Sanada, and Scott Adkins. But special mentions definitely go to Marco Zaror and Bill Skarsgård for their villainous turns. If I had one complaint, though, it's that this franchise can't keep going the way that it's going. The endless lineup of video game bad guys and set pieces can only end in cliche, much like we've seen in the Fast and Furious movies. And I hope this is the final piece in the John Wick puzzle, because this would be the ultimate movie to kind of go out on.
Yeah. This is the jewel. This is the jewel in the crown.
Yeah.
Like going through like all of the locations that he does in John Wick 4 as well, you notice he's almost going back to the original 3 as well with the locations and the actions that he's doing too.
Yeah.
So we had a mixture of horse riding gunfighting with car riding gunfighting, and as well as that we had a club scene, things like that too. So it's almost like he's revisiting these places almost in like a goodbye sort of fashion with that sense of finality.
Yeah.
Like the farewell tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they turn them up that extra notch too when he goes back.
Yeah. Yeah. And the action sequences this time around, like there weren't like no slouch action sequences or easy action sequences. We get like mad intros by Donnie Yen. Scott Adkins leads a fucking scene for 4 minutes before anything starts. As a character in a fat suit. You know what I mean?
He's the man.
He fucking
Scott
destroyed
Adkins
that.
yeah, you should have been a star. Like it
Yeah.
makes no sense. You should have been a fucking star, man.
Yeah. Scott Atkins is low key accent god, nearly. Pretty good with his
Yeah.
accents for like a martial arts actor, and I'll put that in quotations because I think that's a glass ceiling label. That's bullshit. Like the man's got chops.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe action actor. What's his face? He does better than what's his face? I'll tell you that much. Dolph.
Fucking
Uh,
hell.
what's his face? Um, he started off as like a regular actor though. His first role was no martial arts, nothing. He got into that on a like accident. It's weird. Scott Atkins. Also, the one regret that I do have is I would have liked to have seen Marco Zaror fight Donnie Yen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I
That's
thought
who I wanted.
I
Like I
thought
was like, okay, yeah, Donnie's gonna fight Marco at the end.
Mm-hmm. Should have been fucking fire.
yeah. There were so many moments there, I feel like, where we were coming so close to that happening.
Mm.
And then
Yeah.
they just cut it, man. I was like, fuck, give me the fight, man. Because Donnie moves so fucking well. Still,
Mm.
it is inhumane the way that man can still go.
Donnie jumps up and kicks Wick from a crouch position.
Yeah.
The man is nearly 60, nearly the same age as Keanu.
Yeah.
Can only
I
imagine
th-
what he was like with his eyes as that character, as Kane.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I loved how they used that and they didn't use it as a weakness.
No,
For him, like he had little things like using doorbells and fucking motion sensors.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
it's just beautiful. Like that whole sequence is just beautiful. The way that it's lit, the way it looks, like it feels like Japan. Everything is beautiful,
Yeah. Yeah.
painted in neon before, like it's lively and everything. And then once shit goes down, okay, we're back to the green. Like let's
Mm.
go. Yeah, we take all the beauty out of it now.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm.
It becomes clinical.
Yeah,
For me, this one is the next one because for me, like John Wick 1 is number one always for me, and then it's this one. And I
Yeah.
feel like 2 and 3 can be interchangeable, whatever.
I like
But it's
3
almost
more than
like,
2.
Yeah.
but I feel like they're the same movie. That's why for me they're interchangeable because like they're doing the exact same thing.
Mm.
Whereas this one, it actually completes that arc of the first one, and it's also the only other John Wick movie besides the first that actually shows Helen again.
Yeah.
True.
Didn't see her again, except in photos.
Mm.
I had something there and I just completely fucking forgot it. But on another note, Shamir Anderson did really well in here as well as the
Mm.
tracker. I really
He
liked
did.
what he presented for this role and what he brought to it. I
Hmm.
thought that was great. And his interactions mainly with Skarsgård were the best for me.
Mm.
Like when you speak to him like mid gunfight or even just talking to him in person.
I liked his character, but I wish the execution of his character was like Jaws. You know, like you were saying with Nate the Great. I kind of wish. So when he showed up, you would either like see the dog or something growling or whatnot, or just kind of see him kill someone like he does when he intros the first time,
Yep.
which would
That would have been
I
cool.
think would have made it more impactful for the tracker character.
It would have kept him more in secrecy as well, like his ambitions as well.
Because I thought he was Sharon's son or something like that.
Mm.
And that's kind of what his motivation was, instead of it being money or whatnot. But
I initially thought it was he had something to do with Halle Berry's character because he's got a dog.
Oh.
yeah, like maybe the ex-husband or something like that, or
Maybe not ex-husband, maybe brother. Yeah, maybe they
both would have been the
their
same.
all their family train dogs. They
Mm,
train Malinois, right?
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
yeah. What do you call it? I noticed that with a lot of his scripting, he didn't have a lot of reference to like being part of that community, which I thought was interesting as well.
Hmm.
And like almost like just negotiating prices instead of waiting for the prices to go up
Hmm.
as
Yeah.
well. So I don't
Yeah.
know, like he probably is part of that community and I'm just overthinking it, but it felt like with the way he was talking that he wasn't, and he was sort of just there on a part-time basis almost, like he was hired in from somewhere
Hmm.
else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. What's his face? What was I gonna say? So, what did you guys think of Skarsgård's accent?
I thought it was French when it needed to be French,
Mm.
but every other time it like the Swedish just jumped in there.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like Skarsgård. I can't get over looking at him and he looks like Pennywise.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think that also is the reason why he was chosen as the villain.
Mm.
But I liked his interactions. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't like he of course he was like a coward and he was no match for Wick at all. But
Mm.
at the same time, to those under him, like he could be that guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way that he kind of uh deals with Shamir Moore's character, the tracker character in that scene,
Beautiful.
yeah, was crazy. And I also liked that they gave him motivation.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't just evil to be evil. Well, he kind of was, but he wanted the top spot. He wanted that
Mm.
highway into the high table.
Yep.
Yeah.
But everyone's below the high table.
Mm,
You know, it's crazy. We haven't met the high table.
Yeah.
that's right.
I remember Reeves and Stahelski were talking about it and they were like, we never ever want to show the high table. We always want to keep it in that secrecy because they feel like it would just ruin the whole idea of
Yeah,
having the high table.
yeah. I I get that. But I always thought that was Wick's main goal was to kill them all,
Yeah.
meaning the high table. So
Anyone
I
would
like,
go after him.
yeah. So I always thought in this one that's what he was going to be doing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's what the country hopping was going to be all about.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, 100%. I think things might have like been a little bit different with this story as well, just considering the ending.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, I think the main stars of the movie, like Chad Stahelski's choice of shots, the way he can transition from a normal sort of landscape shot to a bird's eye view action set piece that doesn't like it didn't feel wrong.
Mm.
Mm.
It didn't feel bullshit and sort of out of place. It felt true to John Wick and all the elements that he kind of stacked up because those were very technical shots.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't anything where you kind of felt like yeah that was cheap or anything like that.
No. That money was up on the screen.
Yeah,
That I love that he tracked Winston for so long
yeah.
through the gallery. And it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's literally like nearly a minute shot long of just Ian McShane walking through a gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just beautiful. I love the homage to what's his face to spaghetti westerns right
Hmm.
at the start.
Yep.
Having the sun and then having the three figures ride out of the sun.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And
Yeah.
then to have that one sort of that looks like it's with them but is obviously behind them, and you already know that that's Wick.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And he's the man in black as well.
Yeah.
Like he's the only rider in black.
Yeah.
Um, what was I gonna say? Shit. I lost it.
Mm.
One thing I had was that still another massive compliment was the introduction of Clancy Brown's character, the Harbinger, and what he brought to the role was
Yeah.
fucking fantastic. Like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, could they have added more Clancy Brown to this? I was like, no, this was perfect. Like his just step in and step out was so good,
Yeah.
and you really believed him to be like that guy.
It's crazy as well because he had a missing finger like John did. He
Yeah,
also
John
had a
did.
missing eye.
Yeah.
So I thought he was going to look out for Wick because he had some relation to him in some way. I thought he was almost like old Wick
He's
in a
the
way.
mirror. He's the mirror Wick. So
Mm,
this is what could have happened, Mr. Wick. This is what could have happened if you killed Winston.
Mm.
If you did all that, you'd still be serving the high table.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because he's also the harbinger of death,
It's
yeah.
and
death
so
in
is
theory.
Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That I feel like in this film there was so much to unpack, even in like the subtle nuances when it comes to the film too. Like
Mm.
the homage to original martial arts action films when it comes to like the little jokes and the falling down the stairs and shit like that. Like when Samo and Jackie punch each other in the face and they step back and rub their nose and shit like that. There were
Yeah.
moments
Yeah.
like that where it was funny, but it was like just a shout out to all those other pieces from other films too, which was so good.
Yeah. This was
Um,
so deeply rooted in genre film.
yeah.
Mm,
Like even the Warriors. The Warriors takes over that last like 40 minutes of that movie. It's
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
amazing. Yeah. The
Beautiful.
music, fucking yeah. Beautiful. I half expected her to play Got Yourself a Gun by Nas. But
Yeah.
then when she played the original The Warriors track,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, yeah,
Nowhere to hide. Beautiful.
yeah.
The painted black as well.
Yeah.
Great.
Mm,
Painted black in French.
mm,
Yeah. Beautiful. Oh man. The action sequences in this is like they really put Keanu to work. Like they really put him to work.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like some of these takes is long. So many moves to remember. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
And the shit ain't like fucking easy either. In that excuse me, sorry. In the Osaka fight, when he does that almost like a half roll into the leg lock where he locks that guy's legs and pulls him down, it is
Yeah.
fucking hard to learn that. And that's 3 years of work to get to that as well.
Yeah. I can
It's
imagine. Well, that you go.
I was gonna say it's crazy that move because you need to position yourself correctly. You need to be able to like sort of fall and control at the same time, which is crazy. It's all your core. Like
Mm,
it's crazy to be able to do that. Like you
Hmm.
can only do that if you're a black belt in BJJ or at least a purple belt in BJJ. Like they're just too good.
Yeah.
But that's also the reason why I hope this is the last one.
Mm,
Because Reeves is 58 right now. The
Mhm.
next one, should they do another one, will be out in the next 5 years. The
mm,
man will be 63. Like, and he's looking lean.
mm. He's
The
looking
way
old.
that they show, yeah, he is. The way that they show the toll that it's taken on Wick, though, in the movie, I really, really loved. I love that they showed him tired, too.
Yeah.
Like, he's fucking exhausted.
Mm.
By the end of that Japan sequence, the Osaka sequence, he's like puffed out.
Mm.
And they still stack more shit on top of it.
100%. That's the other thing that I was going to say was that I love how whenever they introduced a new character that Wick would be fighting or just someone who does fight, that they weren't a slouch either. So
Mm.
when Zarov finally got to fighting and you see that first guy trying to hit him and he's just easily just brushing this dude off and then just fucks him up. And the
Yeah.
same with Shamir Anderson, he does the Tyson with the peekaboo like that, bang, bang, and then turns around and hits that other guy.
Mm.
So good.
I think
The Ip Man reference in here.
yes.
Yeah.
Fucking
Like
oath.
I'm gonna use a sword and bang, 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 and I'm gonna drop my sword and I'm gonna Ip Man the fuck out of you right now.
Yeah.
Brrr. Beautiful.
That was insane.
I
I
want to
love that.
I want to know how much of like Donnie's influence came through with Stahelski as well, with him being like, "Hey, this is good, but why don't we try this?"
I was thinking he's notorious for telling the stunt guys, "I'll give you an extra $100 if I can punch you or kick you." I wonder how much money he spent on this movie.
I reckon.
Like, all right, here's $1,000 in the pool. So if I kick you or I hit you for real, just take the 100. Like, just take it, and we'll call it a deal.
I love that he came prepared and just put 1,000 in there. Just got a
knew what he was gonna
$10,000
do.
stack.
It's just like a swear jar.
Yeah, you can see in Ip Man, he's actually hitting those people.
Mm.
Some of
Yeah.
them aren't wearing pads. Like sometimes you
Yeah.
can see the square pad through the shirt. Those guys aren't wearing pads. They were wearing bloody geese.
Yeah.
And sometimes when he hits the O in the face, you see when they tuck the
Yeah.
face like that, you see that.
Yeah.
I think they used Donnie. Yeah. I like that they gave him a character. It wasn't like bullshit. He's a henchman, sort of like,
He's a henchman that's John's friend.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
But he's got the history with the daughter and whatnot. It's almost the same situation that Halle Berry's character's in, but he's closer. And the High Table know to use that shit, which is dirty. And straight away you sympathize with that character.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Like, he can't be that bad. You know what I mean? He also doesn't go in there guns blazing. He's eating a fucking bowl of noodles the first time he gets into a fight. Which I really appreciated that he actually finished the noodles.
We're paying you to do a job. Buy noodles. I love the interaction between him and Nobody is beautiful. The what's his face to make sure you know what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the toll is a lot. So you automatically know in that scene that he was probably fine. Nothing happened to him. He gave up his eyes to the High Table. Jesus.
I can only thank Stahelski for doing that shit. For casting Donnie Yen. And Donnie Yen isn't just like your normal sort of altruistic Donnie Yen character. He's dirty. He's swearing. He's fucking violent. And the way that he frames him as well, it wasn't just some throwaway shots or whatnot. They romanticized this man's ability.
He deserves it.
Fucking earth, he's earned it.
He's earned it. If Bruce was still alive, we would be seeing Bruce in these movies. It's a wonder they haven't gotten Jackie. It's a wonder they haven't gotten Yen Bao and all those boys to come in and do their thing. Like it's crazy. Yen Bao still got it too. So like he can like.
I seen a picture of when Samo got his it's like an Asian Lifetime Achievement Award, like their academy, their acting academy, and Yen Biao actually went up to congratulate him as well. Yen looks good, man. Yen is looking like Yen.
Yeah.
And I would want him to pull the fucking bench out and to get all the fucking tools going, because dude should be him. Like, if there's a High Table in the next movie, Samo or Yen should be that dude.
Should be the High Table.
Yeah.
He's probably just a bit older than John.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. Yen Biao could probably still trick like back in the day as well. 100%.
If Summer's still doing it, you can only imagine what Yen Biao could do. The man jumps through a window and then bloody flips off the balcony in China O'Brien. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
He just did it.
They
didn't know he was going to do it. He just did it.
Gracefully, too.
Fuck.
Like, it's not like some dirty stunt where he falls and tumbles and shit. He's like a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's, like, speaking of that, there's so many, like, people that you could mention that would have been perfect in this movie. Like you say, China O'Brien, Keith Cook would have been awesome in here.
Ooh, I'm telling you, Keith Cook was one of those guys with the masks on.
Oh man,
Mark Dacascos is more than likely one of those guys
Oh,
with the masks on. He's just too good.
like
yeah. I think that's why I'm in awe of Stahelski because he's
Yeah.
bringing back these guys that we kind of grew up with.
Yeah.
And faces that we picked up along the way.
Hmm.
And actually gives them the proper respect. It's not some bullshit like, side piece or anything like that. He puts them in the forefront of the action.
yeah.
Lights them the same way he would light Keanu.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I didn't expect Marco to have as big a role as he did.
Yeah,
He's
Same.
got a sizable talking role.
it was. And he did well. Like he
Very well.
nailed that. He nailed it.
And that's all because Stahelski has that, like, that background with him as well, and that, like, that respect for their craft too, with their movies back in the day. Because Stahelski is just a fucking machine when it comes to martial arts too.
Yeah.
Judo, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, man's got it all.
Yeah. He's him, man. Stahelski is him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope he does something else. I don't want to see another John Wick project from him. Because if he can do this in this universe, right?
Yeah.
Imagine him with a budget behind him with Tsushima.
Whew. The Rainbow Six movie is exciting.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
that's exciting. The different you like to like that sort of gun work is different compared to what Wick's gonna do. The fighting is
Yep.
gonna be different. Lots of close quarters, lots of that sort of stuff. It's gonna be
Yeah.
that's right.
It might be like a hot take, but with Stahelski now bringing out these films for Wick and moving forward as well, could this be like, the generation's Yen Wu Ping as well when it comes to these movies? Could
As much as what's his face, like he shoots it like Yen Wu Ping, like he has the action front and center and he fucking has that all done. It's 87-11. Those are the stars of this shit. If Yen Wu Ping didn't train half of those fucking O's, you know what I mean?
That's why it's the Yen Wu Ping stunt team and nobody else.
yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
who Stahelski is trying to be. I still haven't seen a fight better, to be honest, than that fight in Fist of Legend where he's what's his face up? He's blindfolded.
Yeah.
Japanese guy.
Yeah. I still haven't seen a fight better than that. That is the best fight scene I've ever seen. For me, it's better than the Project A. It's better than all of that because it's so serious and it's shot beautifully.
Hmm.
For me, it's
100%.
still the Raid 2. But Fist of Legend
Hmm.
has multiple high-level fight scenes, even that fucking classroom fight scene.
Amazing.
It's
it's
it's the classroom.
Just grab that over the mouth like that. Hey,
yeah.
It's
He does that as well. What's his name? Joe in Blade Runner.
Yeah, he does.
Gosling. Gosling grabs that like in pause in what's his face? Only God forgives. Like he punches him, knocks him down, and then grabs him in the top of the mouth and just drags him on the floor, mate.
Fucking rough. But I was gonna say, like, my favorite fight in Fist of Legend is when he fights is it the girl's father? And then the father picks up his style like that as well? When they're fighting in the field?
Wasn't that the? I thought that was the blindfold fight.
That is
Starts-
quite
Is it?
Start.
My bad.
Yeah, because it starts with the blindfolds. Remember, and he cuts the leaf like that.
Oh yeah.
It goes into
Yeah.
his eye, and he's like, no, I don't want to disadvantage you. And then they blindfold each other.
Yeah, my bad.
Pause.
I was thinking about the end fight, how he fights that military guy. I just
Got it.
clicked.
Yeah, that's a fucking fire.
When he
fight scene,
punches
too.
that guy's hands like that, and you see him doing the fucking
Mm.
Lauren Abden would have been mad in these movies as well.
Lauren Upton's still in good shape too.
Yeah.
What I liked as well from an 87-11 perspective was that they brought back their players.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like Daniel Bernhardt was in there. That Baldo that gets it with the axe in John Wick 3.
He's
Like
in-
it just adds to the video game kind of aesthetic or theory about John Wick that it is a video game.
NPCs.
Yeah. And you never see them again. It's like these guys died in the first 3 films, but they're back.
My brother, add an extra quarter, add another life.
It's just waste. Yeah, Bernhard is in there. You see him when they're prepping for Paris.
Yeah.
One of the guys giving out guns, and he's there. Like you can see him fully. Like he's
Yeah.
there.
It's like Big Trouble in Little Tokyo.
Yeah,
Big Trouble in Little
Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Showdown Little Tokyo. Fuck, it's like losing their action license, you know what I mean? Their action pass. Show yourself in these streets again.
It's Brandon Lee, damn it. Yeah, because they kill that guy.
He breaks his neck.
He breaks his neck, and then he is in the very next scene chopping off his finger, his pinky, and getting stabbed by Karaoke.
Yeah.
In that very funny Japanese loincloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the free ball G string.
It should be mad uncomfortable. Like, how would you like maneuver in that? Like, it's
Yeah, especially when they get it wet. Yeah.
Because it's rolled up like that as well, you'd get the maddest rope burn on your hips.
Yeah.
like when it's wet, does it like fold out? Like
Yeah, or tighten.
or tighten? We don't know.
It's just a cloth foreskin
Comment
for your
down below
hips.
if you know.
Yeah. But I know that you'd have to be shaved, like smooth down there.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
then pubes is like getting ripped out.
100%. Imagine the bubbles when you sit down in the onsen.
Oh man, this is such a good time at the movies. John Wick 4 was kind of the movie that I needed, and I never got tired of it during. The only thing that I got tired of, to be honest, is seeing him fly off balconies and not get hurt, and also get hit by cars. Like he got hit and fell down a total of like 8 or 9 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This whole thing we blame it on CTE. Like that's what too many hits to the head, Mr. Wick. Like that's I'm sorry.
Was that
So
him?
far,
Was that him
You go.
getting hit by that car in the Arc de Triomphe? How he flies into that van, or was that a stunt guy?
Nope. It'd be a stud guy with the CG face.
Oh, right. Yeah.
but the shit looked seamless.
Yeah, because he knows how to light it.
Block it and fucking like, you know, when to switch it out with a car. You probably did the Jaws thing with the cars flying by.
Yeah.
This might be my favorite thing that I've seen at the movies this year.
This is my favorite
Yeah.
thing I've seen in the movies this year. Avatar doesn't count. It was last year. Yeah, this is the best movie I've seen so far at the movies this year, which might be usurped by next week's little film.
Yeah.
See,
Hmm.
Expedition.
This is the first movie, not the first, but one of the very rare films where as soon as the movie ended, I wished I could just rewind it back to the start and watch it all over again, right there. Or even just go to the key parts and just like listen in for other nuances that maybe I missed.
That
Well,
cinema was set up wrong. Or something. They blew
That was
speakers.
blurry.
Oh, 100%. That first hit, I script so hard. Okay.
Yeah. I knew from that first hit it was going to be the shit.
Yeah.
I was just like, there was a feeling as soon as he hit that thing and they played it that loud, I was like, yeah, Stahelski's on one. This one.
Some
Like-
different round.
He's out to do something with this one.
A whole new chamber with this.
Next level. If they come back with John Wick 5, the next level, I'm out.
I don't think I need one. To tell you the truth.
Me neither. I'm sated.
Yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
There's only so much leg locks and headshots and fucking, like, you know, different ways to stab someone and, like, different villains and whatnot. Because everything from John Wick 2 to 3 was world building.
Yeah.
So I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Because this one just it added a nice little bookend. Doesn't have to be the end. But if it is, I'm happy to go out in this. This is a high note for me. Tremendous fucking effort on all fucking parts. And the man in black, the dangerous the Baba Yaga, Keanu Reeves himself nailed it. I think this was the one to go out on.
Yeah.
What an effort.
It's just the painstakingly like slow time of waiting for it to come out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, it came out this week at the movies. Yes, I do want to watch it again. This is that movie I can see myself watching, like, you know, every couple of months. I'll just throw John Wick 4 on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm thinking that too.
Just throw it on.
And I was gonna be like a real like corny prick about it too, because every time I put it on, they're like, I'm thinking I'm back.
This
This
might
is that
be
movie, I swear, that I'll throw on like in the background and then just be like, that's like John Major's face on the whole time. The whole time I'm watching it.
Man, I want to know how many times this movie is going to get play on YouTube for all the clips that they'll get from this. The views, man, is going to be unbelievable.
that the wow O, he's gonna come back. So's the kill count O's. They making a motto off this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just hope it does brilliantly at the what's his face at the box office.
Yeah.
Same.
Like there's a whole lot of R-rated fare that's coming out in summer, which is crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so different. It's usually populated by like Marvel films and all that sort of stuff. Just like, you know, proper adult movies out in the summer is fire. The last time this happened was bloody Mad Max, and it just dominated. Like Max came out in July, July.
Max was a Feb movie. Started the year, kicked the year off.
Was it Feb? It was Feb actually. I was on leave for some reason.
It's a good February.
But yeah, basically their summer when you think about it.
Yeah, it's the start. Kicks it off. That's when shit starts to warm up.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And then the year after that, I think we got Deadpool. And they figured, okay, that February slot is money. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of our R-rated fare we can launch in February and people will go and see it because it's Valentine's Day.
That's right.
True. So
But at the same time, I'm glad Wick is getting its due. In a primetime summer spot, usually dominated by animated fare and kids movies and Marvel and DC flicks. This is blowing Shazam out the water.
Oh man,
100%.
It's not even going to be legal what this does to Shazam. We know what this movie's going to do. It's $100 million opening. This movie.
I hope so.
It's going to make what Shazam made in 2 weeks in the opening weekend in the first 3 days.
This movie deserves it. I've never felt that a movie deserves a big opening as much as this one this year.
Yeah. And can I just say, with these 4 films, might be the greatest opening to a fucking resume for Chaz Stahelski that I've ever seen.
Hell yeah.
Holy. I got 4 movies under my belt. Which ones? John Wick.
All of them.
The other O is just going to be like, what's his face from the first movie? Oh.
All right.
Mm.
You guys have any other thoughts on the old Wiki Wild?
No,
No.
nothing I want to spoil, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm staying away from this
Yeah.
this episode. There, I'll give you 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Then I'll
Yeah.
just drop little tidbits and whatnot in there.
Maybe either that or you got until Sunday. You got till Sunday, which is your
Oof.
Monday over there, to watch the movie.
And I will be
Yeah.
watching this again.
I was made the plans. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, that is it. That is a wrap on all our news and reviews for this this time. We'll be back on Sunday. We'll be talking it big. We got Yellow Jackets on the docket.
Mm.
The finale for Shrinking. You got some more Power.
Yeah, I got some more power. Power, yeah. Did Succession start or no?
No, Succession starts
Next
next
week?
Tuesday.
All right. I gotta
Yeah,
get to
27th in the States, which is the Monday slot. I don't know when it drops over here. I'm guessing it's either late Monday, like 9 p.m.
Yeah. It used to actually. Yeah, it is 9:30 or something. Remember that was the Game of Thrones slot.
Yeah.
It's like 7:30 our time or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be our Thursday episode. But it's nice to have something on the
Mm.
Mondays again.
Yeah. This Monday was kind of terrible. It
Yeah,
was
it's
proper
kinda-
watch, man.
It was. Kind of just raw dogged it. All right. Follow us on all social media: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Give us a nice like and subscribe there. Helps us get into more spaces, see more movies. Helps us get those reviews back to you, raw and unapologetic. I always
Mhm.
wanted to say that. You know, we're here now.
Rugged bro.
For you, all right. Love yourself.